Every day, you're hopeful, you're fearful, frightened, emotional, grateful, appreciative of your family and friends, and at the same time angry that I have to bring them down with me. All of these things just contribute to an emotional roller coaster. I didn't feel terrific, but it wasn't horrendous or anything. Sometimes like my stomach would growl so loud that my husband would say, "What did you say?" And I told him, "It's not me, it's my stomach." But it wasn't painful, and I just thought it was temporary. And then food started to repeat on me. And I thought, okay, I must not be eating right. And then I started losing weight and did a lot of tests. And unfortunately, the type of stomach cancer that I was later found out to have had is the kind of cancer that hides. So while most people's cancer grows in what we think of as a ball or a mass, mine grows in like sheets. So it doesn't really show up on CAT scans. It took about 9 months, and then they did find out that I had gastric carcinoma in this diffused form, which is the sheets. I went on chemotherapy called FOLFOX, and that was for about 9 rounds. And the cancer receded a little bit, and you can't really do that therapy any more than the rounds that I had. It's just not recommended. So they put me on what they call a maintenance drug called 5-FU, and I stayed on that for about a year. And so by now it's November of 24. My life changed again. I started to have discomfort. Things slowly started going downhill. So they re-challenged me again with that FOLFOX that I had used originally. And after 4 rounds of that, they did another scan and found out that I was starting to progress again. Had some fluid, which is called ascites, and then fluid around my lungs and heart. They changed my medication. This was now about February of 25 to ramucirumab and paclitaxel. I still was progressing. So I started this trial a week ago, Monday, August 15th or something like that. And I feel the best now today that I have probably since about January. I've been living with it for 2.5 years. I don't remember my old self anymore. I don't remember my old marriage. It changes in the sense that, I don't know, since I was a teenager, I read this book about picking up the little things or not sweating the little things. And I was like, yeah, who could do that, you know? But it really does change you to that, because things aren't, you just realize what's really important when push comes to shove. I am so grateful for my family, my husband especially, my children, my friends, for every day. I live in this beautiful area now, and I see the ocean all the time, and it reminds me how small I am, and it's humbling. I know this sounds insincere, but I truly, truly feel grateful for every moment, and I couldn't have said that 2.5 years ago. So yeah, it definitely changes you. I think you become a better person. Get organized real fast. I'm talking about all your medical crap. Get it organized. Make sure you get a copy of every single test that you have, and not just the reports. Make sure you have a copy of the discs or the whatever they are. Always be ready to get another opinion. The medical field doesn't move quickly. And if you are in a situation where you've got to get something done, no one is going to push for it the way you will. And if you don't have a disc for another doctor to see, and you have to wait for them to get it from your providers, you could seriously be in trouble, because a lot can happen fast with this disease. And also to advocate for yourself and understand as much as you can understand if you are that type of person. Oh my gosh, the hopes are just limitless. When I think of the suffering that people have been through, I really, really pray that they find a vaccination for certain cancers, or that they improve immunotherapy like they already have. There's so many things in the works with CAR T. The researchers and the scientists, they're so brilliant. And if you ever become a strong enough advocator to ever delve deep into the researchers and the scientists behind them, because they're so nice. You know, they don't even have these phones in these offices, and yet they seem to really enjoy talking to the patients. And the brilliance, it's astounding. So I guess my biggest hope is that brilliance continues to flourish.